Hi Scrubs, I hope you're well. So today I'm going to be talking about the changes that are going to be made to Howrse in the near future and some changes that are going to be further down the line as a result of ambassador feedback. So if you don't know about the Howrse Ambassadors, many weeks ago Howrse launched an ambassadorship program and people could apply to that, and then the players of the server could vote for those individuals. So out of that, Howrse spoke to them all, took questionnaires and and things like that, and this is the result of that. So I'm going to be talking about what information we have here. What I've read in the forums is there's a couple of things that have been clarified by some of the admins. What's up? Find out what the ambassadors and the game team have been up to. Many of you are probably curious to find out how our work with the ambassadors is coming along. We are therefore pleased to provide you with an update and let you know about some important upcoming changes to the game. We sent a long survey to the ambassadors on some changes that we're considering making and asked them to give us their opinions and share any suggestions for improvement. Their feedback was positive, constructive, and very informative. It is time to share their feedback with you. So, a profuse of passes. We intend to completely change the monetization system on Howrse in order to make the game simpler, more flexible, and more streamlined. We plan to implement these changes by the end of this year. In a nutshell, the passes and the diamonds as you know them will be converted into new passes as follows. So for every 1 pass you have in the game, that will become 100 passes. For every 1 diamond that you have, that will become 10 passes. Okay? So if you have divines that give you diamonds, you will now get passes from those divines instead. So, greater freedom. All the sources of diamonds will give you your new passes that you choose to reinvest in the black market, events, Howrse sales, or the Pegasus and VIP subscriptions. To this end, the prices of black market items will also be re-evaluated to reflect their actual value as rightly suggested by the ambassadors. As for you, you will enjoy greater freedom with Howrse sales. You'll be able to set lower prices compared to the 1 old pass and get a better price from your Howrse without using up huge amounts of equus. So, the community piggy bank. In order to combat cheating and unauthorized trading of passes, a commission fee in equus and in new passes will be implemented during the Howrse sales. Each sale will build up a community piggy bank that will unlock several community events, which we and the ambassadors are keeping secret. And much more. The ambassadors have made numerous suggestions that we have looked at carefully. Therefore, some of the up-and-coming improvements you can expect to see include a common pot for teams, constant availability of competitions to blow up your horses, the ability to update the most divine skills with new passes, equestrian centers on the mobile version, which will be available in 2019, more options for co-management mode available in 2019, and then we've just got ... so I'm assuming there's more. See you soon for these new changes and much more. So I kind of want to talk about the different parts of this, and in terms of my initial thoughts, I think the adjustment of the passes is maybe going to give us more control over pricing, but then we have the added part of commissions now. You know, a commission fee in equus and in new passes will be implemented during the Howrse sales. I don't know how much effect that's actually going to have on these this cheating. Because let's go back to some of the things they've done in the past to try and combat cheating, just generally. And usually people will just find a loophole somewhere else. Now, they may have already gone and said, okay, there's a possible loophole, because obviously the ambassadors are probably going to have spotted those, because obviously if you have a lot of experienced players, they're going to notice the loopholes really quickly. So while I hope that will maybe clamp down on that cheating, I don't necessarily feel that it's necessarily going to fix that, by just adding a commission fee. I don't know if that's going to be a deterrent, because as I read in the forums, the fee will be paid for every sale, and the seller will be able to see how much they will gain, and the fee is paid by the buyer. So the buyer is still paying the commission fee, and you as the player get to see how much the commission fee is going to be. So I don't know right at this stage how much that is going to be a deterrent, but I am curious to see. I don't know if it's going to have a negative effect on sales. I mean, people are still going to buy horses. I don't think for a second that people are going to stop buying horses. But I think at the minute what people are really like blown away with is they're thinking, oh, I'm going to get 100 new passes instead of just a pass. I can buy so much stuff. But you have to be aware that the prices are going to go up. So like BM items might not necessarily become cheaper. Some of them might become cheaper, because if we think of something like Morpheus arms. Morpheus arms are very valuable to players, whereas like posted-in packs and things we get in a lot of promos. And they also cost 3 passes. But I wouldn't value a posted-in pack as much as I value Morpheus arms. So if the price of the posted-in pack reduces, that's all well and good. But the Morpheus arms could possibly go up. That's what I would be a little bit edgy about. So we might just see the decrease in the value of certain items, like, as I said, like a posted-in pack, which maybe aren't as valued by players. But Howrse is going to be the one setting the prices there, you know, at the end of the day, so they can put it up or down. So like right now I have 27 passes on my UK account, so that's now going to be, you know, 100 times that. That looks really nice, but everything else is going to go up at the same time, so don't think for a second you're going to be able to suddenly have 2,700 or whatever passes and you know, be able to buy Morpheus arms at 3 passes each. That's not going to happen. You know, the prices of the BM items are going to go up with that to reflect that change, you know. I think maybe it'll give us more control, but part of me wonders why they felt this was necessary, other than maybe just reducing the price of actual items. Maybe it's because now you can get more out of diamonds, which I do think is a better change, because sometimes it's a little bit frustrating when you collect diamonds and you have diamonds and passes separately, and if you're looking to buy your VIP you need to have enough diamonds, whereas now you won't have that constriction. You know, if you've collected diamonds, you automatically are going to get the passes, so you have a pool of it all together. I think in that way, if it does that, that'll be great, because let's say I have quite a few diamond giving divines, but if they now give me passes instead of diamonds, that's more useful to me to use, because I can pull it into my whole pot of passes. That is what I hope is going to happen, and what I understand right now. I could be incorrect. As I said, some of this is just my thoughts and how I think it might affect things. In terms of, let's see, we'll have a closer look at this bit. So all sorts of diamonds will give you new passes. Yeah, so reinvest. So at the moment, this is what that tells me, is that instead of just getting diamonds and passes and have them as 2 separate currencies, I now will just have a pot of passes. And I think that's a positive change. Although sometimes I would be more inclined to use my, I think my passes if I was getting them that way, but maybe I'll try and be good. We'll try and be good there. To end this, the price of black markets will also be re-evaluated, so that does not mean that they're necessarily going to become cheaper. Some people seem to think that's going to make them cheaper. It's not necessarily. Some of them, as I said, could go up or down. As for you, enjoy greater freedom with Howrse sales. Now, one thing I'm curious about this, and I'm just going to throw this out here. The like of diamond horses or divine horses in the sales, you know, diamond apple horses, are extremely valuable horses. And I know this, and I actually detest selling them for that very reason, because I don't think the upper limit right now of 20 passes reflects how much that horse actually has value for collectors on that, for me myself, and a lot of the divines as well. But does that limit go up? Because really, if you're just multiplying everything by 100, then it's just giving you the illusion of having more value, and that's what I'm slightly a little bit skeptical of. If it's a case that they're going to increase the maximum overall, so, you know, I think it would maybe be better, but I don't necessarily think that's going to happen. Because if you could have an unlimited amount of what you could sell a horse for in passes that didn't have an upper limit, people would abuse that. I know that right off the bat. So this part I'm curious about, you know, because they're saying you'll be able to set lower prices compared to 1 pass and get a better price from your horse without using up large amounts of equus. You know, do I think people are still going to spend passes on horses that are lower value? Not necessarily. People still are going to put passes in the horses that have value. Like if I take, for example, skillers, if you sell a top skiller, you can only sell it for 20 passes, and with this, now it would be 100 times that. but the value's still kind of the same. It just gives, as I was saying, it's just giving you the illusion of that. So, and then you're also going to have this commission fee, you know, and I don't know. I think this part here is going to have to be really good to convince people about this part. I think that whatever the events are going to have to really be good. Because I think otherwise people are going to be like, why are we paying this commission fee? But seeing as, you know, I'm assuming as the ambassadors give feedback on this, they must see that these are going to be good. So I'm going to wait and see about this. I'm not, you know, I don't know whether it's going to be good for, you know, for combat and cheating yet. And I'm going to wait and see about this part. So for me, it's a wait and see in that particular change as well. It's going to be the same with the greater freedom, because I just think that this, to a degree, is just giving the illusion of having more value. It will obviously give people a little bit more control. Yes, I do agree in that respect, because, you know, maybe a horse isn't worth a full pass, but you kind of want half of a pass for it or something. You know, you can do that now, technically. So, yeah, I'm curious about this. Now, this next part, I'm more interested in this. A common pot for teams, because I know a lot of teams will pool passes together. So I'm wondering how that would work without people, you know, because you can get people that will hog it. So this is, I'm really genuinely curious about, and I hope it's a positive thing, because there are things I think in that respect would be really great. You know, if you're in a team where you can really pool resources and you're comfortable to do that and you're happy to do that, then yes, I think that would be quite nice. Constant availability of competitions for your build your horses. I have no complaints there. That's a definite yes, we need more competitions, because especially on the UK server, we run out of competitions very quickly and it becomes very frustrating when there's so many teams. The ability to update the most divines with new passes, obviously that's good. I don't really have a problem with that. I'd rather get passes out of my divines than diamonds, even though really they're going to be the same value, but still. Question centers on the mobile version. I know a lot of people will be happy about that. I don't use the mobile version a lot, but I do use it for certain things, so that would be nice. And more options for co-management mode available in 2019. Now, I'm curious about this because they have restricted co-management recently, so they're saying more options here. So I'm curious now. I am a little bit skeptical if that gets roped in to being tied into VIP in a Pegasus account. So that's something I'm just going to remain a little bit skeptical on and wait and see. So I think a lot of this, it's a case of we're waiting to see. Some people think they're going to remove pass horses for this. I don't know how much truth there is in that. I know that they've been testing it. There's a lot of servers already have had pass horses removed, and they have to do other things to get their passes. And they seem to be testing that out. I know there's been a lot of backlash about that in certain servers, and I don't know enough to say whether that is on the table. I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see in that respect. Unless somebody knows, maybe an admin somewhere in one of the forums has said something more direct to address that. But yeah, this is just my general thoughts right now. And as I said, we don't know a lot just yet. There's a lot to come. At this stage, I don't have any indication that they're going to remove pass horses based off these changes. And I am aware that they are, as I said, testing pass horse removal on other servers, so you have to do other things rather than pass horses to get your free passes. I'm really curious to know how you think these changes are going to personally affect you. So leave it in the comments below. I'm going to leave it there, scrubs. I hope you've had a lovely day. Bye guys!